Hi everyone, my name is Jiayi and I'm a student from Professor Harmon's Intro to Marketing Practical Application class. And in this video, I'm sharing how I apply critical thinking in my target market project. This was a semester-long project where I analyzed a real industry and made marketing decisions based on research. For my project, I focused on the clothing industry and I studied two competitors, Hollister and Brandy Melville. And I spent the semester analyzing their customer pricing, positioning, and overall experience. The main purpose of this project was not just to learn information, but to practice how to think through business problems. Before I can make any decisions, I had to build my research. Over time, I conducted customer interviews, professional interviews, store observations, and secondary research using articles and websites. What matters to me was that the research started to challenge my own opinions. Instead of saying, I think customers care about this, I could say, this keeps coming up across interviews. That shift was important because it changed how confident I feel in my decision later in the project. As I reviewed my research, I started noticing a few problems that really stood out to me. One big issue was that some brands looked very strong and popular online, but customers didn't feel good shopping there in real life. Another problem was the gap between brand image and actual customer experience, especially around customer service and inclusivity. At this point, I realized that good marketing isn't just about looking trendy. If customer feels uncomfortable or ignored, the brand image doesn't really matter. This was the first time I found myself thinking less like a student, but more like someone trying to solve a real business problem. Only after seeing these patterns did I start creating my third business, Kairos. I didn't come into the project planning to create this brand. It formed because of the research I did and the problem I noticed. Based on customer feedbacks and competitor weaknesses, I made very intentional decisions. I positioned Kairos to be trendy but inclusive and ethical but still realistic for college students. Every part of this brand came from research, not from copying other brands or following my personal taste. This was the point where I really saw how critical thinking turns research into strategy. One moment of the critical thinking that really stand out to me happened when I had to let go of one of my first assumptions. Early in the project, I honestly believed that trendiness was the most important thing for Gen Z fashion brands. I thought if a brand was popular on social media, customers would naturally stay loyal. But after reading interviews and reviews, I realized I was wrong. Many customers like the look of Brandy Melville, but they also talk about feeling excluded or uncomfortable in the store. That moment forced me to pause and rethink that what actually keeps customer coming back. I stopped asking which brand is trendier, and I start asking which brand makes people feel comfortable. That shift changed how I analyze every brand after that. Another important moment came when I changed how I organized my research. At first, my thoughts about competitor felt messy. I knew a lot, but I couldn't explain it clearly. When I create positioning maps, everything became more clear. Seeing the brand visually helped me notice patterns I missed before, like Hollister, like how Hollister consistently performed better in customer service even if it wasn't the trendiest. This taught me how the right tool can completely change how you think about a problem. A third moment of critical thinking came from my ethical dilemma. I had to decide how to respond to an influencer who help my brand grow but was also connected to unethical fast fashion. Instead of focusing only on growth, I forced myself to think about long-term trust and brand identity. I weighted the options, considered the risk, and created an action plan that aligned with my values. This experience showed me that critical thinking also includes ethical responsibility, not just numbers or trends. So overall, this project helped me become more aware of how I make decisions, and I learned how to question my assumptions, adjusting my thinking based on data, and make thoughtful choices. And if you guys are interested, my full TMP project is available in my e-portfolio. Thank you guys for watching.